Hi, welcome to day 4 of the Intentions Challenge. Today is going to be a more mellow day. We're going to be stretching out. You might feel a little bit of soreness from yesterday's power yoga. I hope that you did it. And tomorrow we're going to be hopping into another more fiery, creative vinyasa flow. So today, taking it a little bit more chill. We're going to be starting in a seated position. So you can make your way there, maybe cross-legged seat, resting your hands on your knees and taking a moment to close your eyes. So I'll just wait a moment while you get settled in. And we can start by taking a deep cleansing breath in through the nose and then out through the mouth. So deep breath in, filling the lungs with air completely. And then exhaling through the mouth, let it go. And again, deep inhale. And exhale to release. And one more breath in. And exhale to let it go. And we're going to take 10 cycles of breath here, just focusing on your 3-part breathing. So breathing into the lower belly until it's full. And then breathing in more air into the rib cage. And then more air into the upper chest. And then exhaling out from the upper chest, squeezing the ribs together, and then squeezing navel back towards the spine. Breathing in lower belly. Breathing in more chest. And breathing in more upper chest. Exhaling out from the top, squeezing the ribs together, squeezing navel back towards the spine. 8 more cycles of breath here at your own pace. And using this time, focusing your mind on the sounds that the breath is making. Noticing which parts of the body the breath expands, where you might be feeling resistance. And taking these first few moments of the practice to set an intention for today. Maybe it's just compassion, self-love. Maybe it's being in the moment. Moving with grace. Whatever resonates with you today, this morning, this evening, whenever you are practicing. Let's take about 3 more cycles of breath here. On your next inhale, let's reach the arms above the head. And exhale, let's bring the hands to the heart space. And I hope you set your intention and now you can let it go. Let's rub the hands together really fast. And then let's place the hands over the eyes. And then slowly you can remove the hands away from the face and open the eyes. And hello. All right, let's take a deep breath in, reach the arms above the head. Exhale, side bend to the right. Right hand comes down on the mat, left arm reaches up and over. And try to keep lengthening the right side of your body. It's a little bit harder, less intuitive. On your next inhale, let's come back through center. And then exhale, side bend to the left. And next inhale, come back up through center. Exhale, let's twist to the right. Left hand comes on the right knee. Right hand comes behind you, like so. And let's take a few breaths here. And so each inhale, thinking of growing tall. Each exhale, squeezing navel in. Keep opening up the right shoulder. Next inhale, let's come back through center. And then exhale, twist to the left. So right hand comes on the left knee, left hand behind you. And on your next inhale, let's unwind, come back through center. And then exhale, let's bring both hands on the knees. We'll take a few rounds of seated cat and cow. So as you breathe in, let's pull the chest forward, gaze up. And then exhale to round the spine, really leaning back, straightening the arms. Inhale to pull the chest through, gaze up. Exhale, separating the shoulder blades, leaning back, rounding the spine. Got a few more rounds here, tucking the chin into the chest as you round. One more, breathing in. And exhaling to round. And now let's pause here. Let's circle the chest over whichever one of your knees first, and then the opposite knee. Exhale, round back. So we're circling the upper body. Inhale to open. Exhale, circle back. One more. And then once again, when you're leaning back, pause. Let's switch directions. Really trying to open up the chest as you move forward, squeezing navel back towards the spine as you lean back. One more circle. All right, and then let's slowly make our way back through center. We're going to roll over the shins so that you come into tabletop. And just take a moment to move in any direction that feels good. Maybe hip side to side or moving back and forth. And let's go ahead and extend the right leg back, tucking the toes, rocking back and forth a few times. And now from here, we're going to cross the right leg behind the left foot. Press into your right hand, look over your left shoulder. 2 more breaths here. So you should be feeling the stretch somewhere over the right hip. Imagine you're trying to send the breath into the right side of the body. Now as you breathe in, let's look forward. Bend your right knee, cross it behind the left, and then imagine you're going into child's pose. So just pressing the hips back. The left knee can lift off the mat. And you want to bring the forehead towards the ground, but of course it does not have to touch. And squeezing navel back towards the spine. Keep lengthening the spine by reaching the arms forward and pulling the hips back like you would in child's pose. And you should be feeling the stretch in the outer hips. On your next inhale, let's move forward. Shoulders come over the wrists. Extend the right leg back. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, extend. Keep the spine straight. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale one more time. And then exhale. This time, let's step the right foot on the outside of the right hand. Tuck your left toes. Lift the left knee. Let's try to keep the core engaged. Keep reaching forward through the crown of the head so we're not dropping the hips. We're keeping a straight line, or as much as possible, between the left leg and the upper body. And you can rock back and forth, getting a little bit more of a stretch in the left leg. If it feels accessible and if it feels good, you could straight the right leg out completely. Just note that it is early in the practice and you might not be warm enough for that. So just take it at your own risk. Just listen to your body. And now keeping that right knee bent, we're going to come onto the heel of the left foot, skandasana. Hands can stay on the mat, or you can bring the hands at the heart space. You can also have your right heel lifted off the mat or on a block. And then making sure that you keep your left leg engaged here. And now let's reach right arm underneath the right knee. Left arm reaches up to the sky. 3 breaths here. And as you breathe out, let's bring the left hand back down on the mat. So the left hand is pointing towards the top of the mat. Let's lift the hips and then pivot into a lunge. Right arm reaches up to the sky. Now you can either stay here, just keep pulling the right hip back so you feel a little bit of a stretch in the right outer hip or right glute. If you want to take it deeper, come onto the outer blades of your feet. Both toes point to the right side of the mat. Drop your left hip slightly and reach your right arm towards your left foot. But make sure you're still off the mat here. Very strong left arm, left shoulder. And then as you breathe in, let's come back to our lunge. Exhale, frame your right foot. Let's look towards the top of the mat. Step forward, halfway lift with the feet hip-width distance apart so that it's a little less intense for now. Exhale, let's fold forward. You can keep the knees generously bent. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Hands can always come to the front of the shins. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Now bending the knees a lot, let's roll up, high mountain. Good. Exhale, let's bring the hands to the heart space. We're interlacing the hands and then pushing the palms of the hands away, like so. And then let's reach the arms above the head. Very strong legs, strong core, side bend to the right. Inhale, come back up through center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, come back up through center. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, step back, high plank. And then let's drop both knees down on the mat, tabletop. Inhale for cat and cow, drop the belly, pull the chest open. Exhale, around the spine. Just 2 more like that. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. And last one. And on your inhale, come back to a neutral spine. Let's extend left leg back, tuck the toes. Rock back and forth a little bit just to stretch out the back of the left leg. And then let's bring shoulders over wrists. Bring your left foot across the mat, so bring it over to the right. Press into your left hand, look over your right shoulder. Toes of the left foot stay tucked. Left leg stays straight. And send the breath into the left side of your body. On your next inhale, look forward, bend your left knee, cross it behind the right, and then let's pull the hips back. Imagine you're going into child's pose. On your next inhale, let's move forward. Shoulders come over the wrists once again. Extend your left leg back. Exhale, left knee, left elbow for 3, 2,
And 1. Let's step the left foot on the outside of the left hand, tuck the right toes, lift the right knee, and then keep opening the chest, keep reaching crown of the head forward. You can rock back and forth a little bit and taking your time, but if it feels good, feel free to straighten that left leg a little bit more. Doesn't have to straighten fully, but if it feels good to stretch it out a little bit, go for it. All right, now we're going to keep that left knee bent. Pivot onto the heel of your right foot, so right toes point towards the ceiling. You can turn your left toes in slightly. And we're coming into skandasana, side lunge. Trying to keep the chest open, spine straight. Again, you can always have your left heel lifted. It takes a lot of length in the Achilles tendon to place it down on the floor. So if you're not there yet at the moment, that is completely fine. You can always modify. And then we're going to reach the left arm underneath the left knee. Right arm reaches up to the sky. Keep opening the chest. Keep reaching up towards the ceiling, trying to expand into every possible direction. And then on your next exhale, the right hand will come back down on the mat, facing the top of the mat. Let's pivot into a lunge. Left arm reaches up to the sky. You can either stay here, pulling that left hip back, or if you want to go deeper, you can come onto the outer blades of the feet, both toes point to the left, and then maybe drop the hips. You can do it without dropping the hips as well. It's a little bit less of a stretch in the right side, but still great. So here you should feel stretch in the left hip, stretch in the right side body especially. And on your next inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, pivot to face the front of the mat. Let's step forward. This time the feet touch, big toes touch, heels are slightly apart. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. 2 more. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Let's wrap the arms around the backs of the legs. Your knees can be very bent. And then from there, just make sure you keep stomach to thighs connected. You can work on straightening the legs. So you don't have to be there with straight legs yet. And make sure that the head is hanging heavy. Try to squeeze your shoulder blades together slightly, bringing the shoulders away from the ears, pulling the crown of the head down towards the mat for 3. Head on your next inhale with a flat back. Let's come all the way up, high mountain. Exhale, let's interlace the hands at the lower back. Maybe do the interlace that you're the least used to doing, so the one that feels a little bit unnatural. And then with that bind, let's fold forward again. Just one breath here. Now we're going to bend the knees, come into chair pose with the bind. Really open up the chest. You can almost go into a back bend. And then exhale, release the hands. Inhale, high mountain again. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, breathe in, lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, high plank. 1 chaturanga of choice. I'll go down on my knees today. You can do whatever you prefer. Maybe knees, chest, chin, or maybe a different variation. Elbows down on the mat, and then pulling through to cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, the right leg rises. Exhale, bend the right knee, open up the hip. Let's circle the right knee in one direction and in the other. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, right knee, right elbow for 3, 2, And 1. Let's drop the right knee down by the right wrist. For pigeon pose, right toes point to the left. And then let's slide the left leg back as much as possible. Now, for pigeon pose, there's many different variations. If you have very open hips, you can bring your right shin parallel to the short side of your mat or towards parallel. But if you don't, like me, then keep the right heel very close to your left hip. So you don't want the hips opening like that. You want to keep them at the same level. As you breathe in, let's lengthen the spine, engage the glutes. And then with that length, let's come all the way down, using the hands as a pillow. If you need pillows or blocks underneath the right hip, you can, of course, place them there. You can have a block underneath your head as well, whatever you prefer. And then once you're relaxed, just make sure that you're completely soft in the upper body, so you don't want any tension around the shoulders or neck. And you can choose whatever variation you prefer with your arms. And let's breathe deeply into the lower belly. Each breath in, expanding the lower belly out, and massaging the area around the hips. On your next inhale, let's slowly use the hands, make your way back up. And now we're going to lean into the right hip and swing this left leg all the way around. Let's cross the left foot over the right knee. I'll turn so that you can see. And we're going to find a twist first. So left hand comes behind you. Make sure you're sitting on the mat with both sit bones so you're not lifting the left hip. Left foot is nice and flat. Right arm reaches up, breathe in. Exhale, twist to the left. And you can either hook the elbow on the knee or you can hold your left knee. And once again, as we did in the beginning, with each inhale, try to lengthen your spine and broaden the space between the collarbones. And with each exhale, squeeze navel in to twist deeper. As you breathe in, let's unwind. Exhale, counter bow to the right. And then let's come back through center. Now let's slide the left knee over the right knee so they're glued together. Feet are quite far apart so that you can sit back down. And if your left knee lifts high off of the right knee, that's okay. Let's take a deep breath in to lengthen. And then exhale, let's fold forward once again. Hands can be wherever you want, maybe holding the tops of the feet, maybe just on the mat. And you can relax your forehead on your left knee or the chin. And if your hips are super open, on the floor or whatever works for you. And just make sure that you're not lifting the sit bones off the mat. And once again, really focusing on the breath, breathing through any discomfort. Let's do 3 more breaths here. And then let's slowly straighten the spine once again. Now we're going to press into the mat with both fingertips. Remember, you're facing the top of your mat. I'm just looking here so that you can see better. Left hand is slightly in front of you. Right hand is slightly behind your legs. Let's press into the outer blades of the feet and the hands so that you can lift your knees. And then we're going to pivot to the right, 360 degrees, so a full circle. Keep pivoting the feet as well so that once again we're facing the top of the mat on the outer blades of the feet. And then bringing the weight into the hands, let's bend the knees. Slowly sit back, shoelace on the opposite side. And you might need to readjust, and that's okay, so do whatever you need. Once you're comfortable, deep breath in, lengthening, and then exhaling to fold forward. On your next inhale, let's slowly straighten the spine. Now we're going to swing the right leg all the way around, coming into pigeon pose on the left side. So I'll just turn back around. So now the left knee is in front of us. The right leg is pointing towards the back of the mat. Try to really inch your right leg away from you as much as you can. Squeeze the right glute, lift the chest, deep breath in to lengthen the spine. And then keeping that length, exhale to come forward. Let's slowly use the hands to lift the chest. Both hands come underneath your shoulders. Tuck the right toes, lift the right knee. Push into your hands. Let's lift the left leg back. Three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's step back, downward facing dog. Now little steps, let's walk all the way up to the top of the mat. Maybe keeping the legs straight, maybe bending. Deep breath in, halfway lift. Exhale, let's bend the knees and come into a little ball. From here, we're going to lift the heels. Keep holding opposite hand to opposite elbow around your knees. Let's hold for 3, 2, and 1. Bring your fingertips down on the mat. Lift the hips. Let's step the right foot back. Pyramid pose. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold over your left leg. Left toes can be flexed or they can be flat on the mat. And on your next inhale, let's take a halfway lift. Let's step forward. And then let's step the left foot back. Pyramid pose. So straightening the right leg, deep breath in, halfway lift. Exhale to fold, maybe flexing the right toes. And now as you breathe in, halfway lift. And now instead of stepping forward, we're going to pivot to the right. So both outer blades of the feet are touching the mat. I'm going to just turn around so you can see better. And then let's bring the weight into the fingertips. Once again, sit down like we did before. We're going to plant the right foot. And then let's bring the right hand behind us, twisting. Left arm reaches up to the sky. Exhale, twist to the right. like we did before. So deep breath in, lengthening the spine, exhaling to twist deeper. And on your next inhale, let's unwind. Exhale, counter bow to the left. And then let's come back through center. Now let's bring both knees together. Let's pivot to face the top of your mat. And then extend your arms forward, one vertebra at a time. Let's come all the way down to the floor. Let's bring both knees into the chest once you're there. Trying to keep the knees very close to each other. And pulling them down into the chest with each breath out. Flattening your back. Pulling the shoulder blades and the tailbone down. And then last shape, happy baby. Peace fingers can wrap around the big toes, bending the knees, opening up the knees wide apart, and then pulling the heels down so that they're directly on top of the knees. And the elbows can connect to the insides of your knees and help to open them up a little bit more. And you can stay here with legs bent, or you can straighten your legs for a little bit of a deeper inner thigh stretch, or quite a lot deeper stretch. Again, just you do what feels right in your body today, what you feel you need. And now let's bring both knees together. Let's squeeze the knees into the chest, lift the forehead up to the knees, deep breath in. Hold the breath and squeeze for 3, 2, 1, and exhale to release. You can have your legs straight or even bent in reclined butterfly or constructive rest, whatever feels good. Just take a moment to make yourself comfortable, make sure you're warm enough. And then let's take a deep breath in through the nose, closing the sequence with a cleansing breath. And exhale through the mouth to let it go. And again, deep breath in. And release. And allowing yourself to stay still for a few moments. Keeping your awareness with yourself. So either on the sensations in the body, on your breath, noticing when the mind wants to travel elsewhere, and when you're thinking about things or worrying about things. And each time you notice that happening, try to guide your mind back to something tangible in the present, like the breath. Without any judgments. It's completely natural. It will happen over and over again. But the more you do it, the more you draw the attention back to the present, the easier it will become with time. And just knowing that when you are elsewhere in your mind, there's no one actually attending to you in the present moment. So hopefully through this practice, and especially here in Savasana, you can practice being more connected to yourself. Start to wiggle fingertips and toes and deepen the breath and stretch out the whole body. And we will slowly make our way back to a comfortable seated position, resting the hands on the knees exactly where we started the practice today. Noticing how you're feeling sitting here now. Maybe it feels a little more comfortable. And let's take a deep breath in through the nose, reaching the arms above the head. And then exhaling, bringing the hands to the heart space. Remembering one more time the intention that you set today, deciding if you want to take it with you throughout the rest of your day, or if you want to leave it here with the practice. And let's rub the hands together once again. And then cover the eyes with the hands. Slowly you can blink the eyes open, removing the hands away from the face. And namaste. I hope that you enjoyed this stretchy, mellow flow, and I will see you tomorrow for our last practice of the first week. All right, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much once again for being here. And remember that if you want to possibly win my favorite travel yoga mat, you can sign up using the link in the description. All right, see you. Bye-bye.